All right, I'm Nathan, this is Jane. We're with Blue Oak. We're going to demonstrate the CMI rope jack in hoisting a load and how to do a weight transfer to clear these ascenders. Jane is going to hoist me. So I'll just be kind of giving the explanation and instructions of everything, but Jane is going to demonstrate. All right, so she's going to hook me up as if a normal rigging scenario to the porter wrap. Okay, just gonna swig the line and pull all that slack out of the line. Then she's gonna throw in some wraps to get ready. At this point, I am going to load the line completely. All right, now I'm about 200 pounds and Jane is not able to just lift me with her raw strength. So she's going to use the CMI rope jack. Now this rope jack, the handle can go one way or the other, and if you pull it one way, then you'll see the ascenders, they line up right on top of each other.
Put your other locking mechanism in on the bottom, Jane.
This one? Oh.
Yeah.
You might have to pull down on the black handle.
There you go.
There we go. All right, so anyways, as I was saying, if you pull the black handle one way, it'll stack the ascenders on top of each other. If you try to pull it the wrong way, it'll make like a big S bend in the rope. So go ahead and pull down on it and see, and that is working correctly. So it's stacking those ascenders on top of each other. All right, she's gonna begin to hoist by simply holding onto that line, pulling that slack out of that bottom ascender as she continues to pull the top ascender. Okay, so here she's lifting me up. Go ahead, keep pulling. Keep going, keep going. And again, I'm like 200 pounds, so this is a great way to lift lighter limbs. Occasionally we want to get the slack out of this system, because if these ascenders were to suddenly fail for whatever reason, then we've got all this slack introduced. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear off that half hitch and just start twisting on the bollard like this. That way my fingers are not in the wraps. Really important, we don't want to unwrap it to suck that slack up, because again, this could fail and then we have no wraps on the porter wrap. We also don't want to put our fingers in there, because if it fails, then all of a sudden our fingers are trapped in those wraps. So we're gonna just kind of spiral it like that to get that slack out. All right, continue on. She's gonna hoist me up again. Okay, go ahead and get that slack out again. And while she's doing that, I'm gonna demonstrate, if I were to go to the other way with this handle, and I were to try to pull it, do you see how it makes like that sort of S bend or Z bend? So that's obviously wrong. So I would go back this way. Okay. All right. Now she's going to get ready to do the load transfer and swap to lowering me. To clear these teeth, you have to do a load transfer onto your bollard. And there's a easy way to do this, and I'm going to explain the easiest way to do this. She's going to pull up a little bit more until this bar is in the horizontal position. Okay, go ahead. And pull that slack out from underneath. Nope, keep going.
Keep it on horizontal.
Right there.
There you go.
Now the bar is in the horizontal position. What this does is it gives her leverage to pull down and clear the bottom. But at the same time, she'll have space to go back up again and clear the top once she pulls the slack out of this line here. So you want, before you do your load transfer, you want your bar to be ending in this position. Next thing you got to do is suck this slack up totally. So do this one more time. We're going to suck all that slack up again. Note how she's going to do it by just twisting the coils. Okay, and having the gloves with the friction helps a little bit too. then adds that wrap in, then adds that half hitch to lock it off. Now, she's gonna pull down and clear that bottom ascender and lock it open. Then she's gonna let up and the rope will assume that load, and now she's able to clear the top ascender, okay? It's really important. Then we just are gonna push it out of the sheaves there. And I mean, as long as the ascenders are in the open position, in theory, you don't have to get it back out. You could just swap over to the lowering now, but I'd like to get it off that rope, and she's now able to lower. All right, it's a really cool device. It can be very frustrating if you don't understand how to do the load transfer, so definitely experiment with it. If you do get this device, experiment with it. Don't try to figure it out in the middle of a job on a rig that goes wrong. That's not an easy scenario to figure out what you're doing. But once you understand the load transfer, it's a fantastic tool.